The following is a production of Jenks FM. Thank you for your support. You're listening to Football Unscripted with Jenks.
Hello everybody and welcome again to Football Unscripted with me, Jenks. Results are coming through for the UEFA Europa League last 16. Athletic Club were at home to Roma and they got a 3-1 win, winning 4-3 on aggregates. Athletic Club took the lead with Nico Williams on 45 plus 3 minutes and extended that to 2-0 up through Yuri on 68. Went 3-0 up again from Nico Williams, putting the score at 4-2 on aggregate. Roma pulled one back with Paredes scoring in 90 plus 3 with a penalty. That there puts Athletic Club into the next round. Eintracht Frankfurt also convincing winners against Ajax 6-2 on aggregate, 4-1 on the night. Frankfurt goals by Bahoya, Goetze 2. Kitake scored as well for Ajax. E. Taylor replying. In Italy, Lazio were at home to Victoria Petzin. They drew 1-1 and go through on 3-2. Accurate winners. Olympiacos took on Bodo. Olympiacos won 2-1, but it wasn't enough for Bodo had won in the previous leg by a comfortable scoreline. On aggregate, it is 2-4. Bodo going through. Manchester United playing Real Sociedad at Old Trafford. The first leg was a 1-1 draw in Spain. This time round, an amazing Bruno Fernandes hat-trick put them well on their way. United had gone behind by a goal on 10 minutes with a penalty. Bruno got his first goal on 16 minutes, another on 50 minutes, completing the hat-trick on 87. Diogo Dalot scoring in 90 plus 1. Gives Man United a 4-1 win on the night, 5-2 on aggregate, going through to the next round. Olympique Lyonnais 4-0 winners over FCSB, 7-1 winners on aggregate. Rangers fell 2-0 at home to Fenerbahce. Aggregate score 3-3, went through to penalties, and Rangers win 3-2 on penalties. That puts them into the next round. Tottenham Hotspur were at home to AZ. They won 3-1 on the night and 3-2 on aggregates. Odeberg got a double, Madison got one, and Cup Miners got the goal for AZ, the Eredivisie team. That puts Spurs also into the last 8. So winners on the night for the last 16 Europa League: Athletic Club, Eintracht Frankfurt, Lazio, Bode, Manchester United, Olympique Lyonnais, Rangers and Tottenham Hotspur all advance. Well, looking at the teams that have gone through there, I'd have to say Manchester United, Spurs and Frankfurt and Athletic Club would be looking pretty strong there. Manchester United, can they get a trophy and save what has been an atrocious domestic season? Very low down on the table. This would help Ruben Amorim a lot if they were to secure a trophy. It can be done. It definitely can be done. I was at the game of United versus Real Sociedad 3 years ago in the Champions League, and we lost. Manchester United lost 1-0 there. So a good turnaround of results there for United. The other competition of the night, UEFA Conference League last 16. The results coming through. Excuse the pronunciation, Jagiellonia Bialystok go through on aggregate despite losing 2-0 on the night to Cercle Bruges. Djurgården 3-0 winners on the night against Paphos, go through aggregate 3-1. Kelji took the game to penalties. They lost 5-4 on the night. It was 5-5 aggregate. Kelji went 3-1 on penalties. Rapid Vienna played Borac Banja Luka. They won 2-1. They were at home. Aggregate score 3-2 puts them through to the next round. Potential favourites of the conference, Chelsea. They were playing Copenhagen. They won 1-0 at home. Aggregate 3-1. So in that game there, Dewsbury Hall scored in the 55th minute at Stamford Bridge. Fiorentina 3, Panathinaikos 1. Aggregate 5-4 to Fiorentina. They'll progress. Legia Warsaw won 2-0 against Molde. Aggregate 4-3 to Legia Warsaw. They go through to the next round. Victoria Guimarães were at home to Real Betis. The first leg was a 2-2 draw. And this time round, Real Betis trounced them 4-0 away, giving them a 6-2 aggregate win. Bakambu got a double. And the main man, Anthony, got a goal on 58 minutes, resurrecting his career since his ill spell at Manchester United. Anthony showing what he can do. Hopefully he'll get a big move away from Manchester United when his loan period finishes at Real Betis. Isco got the other goal on 80 minutes, rounding off the 4-0 for Real Betis. So the teams going through in the UEFA Conference League. Jagiellonia Bialystok, who won 3-2 on aggregate. Again, excuse the pronunciation. Djurgården through. Kelji through. Rapid Vienna, Chelsea, Fiorentina, another strong team there. Could we see a Fiorentina-Chelsea clash? That would be quite mouth-watering. Legia Warsaw through and Real Betis round it off. League 2. There was some League 2 action tonight. Bromley were at home to Walsall, finished 2-2 in that one there. No other games to call of for Wednesday night. Let's rewind a little bit and go back to Tuesday. Champions League week was back last 16. Some very juicy clashes were there. Barcelona were playing Benfica. They drew 1-1 at Benfica. This time, Barcelona at home win 3-1. A goal by Rafinha in 11 minutes. Lamine Yamal got one on 27. And Rafinha got his second on 42. Otamendi got a goal for Benfica earlier on in the match, but wasn't enough at the Estadi Olympic Louis Camillas. They got an attendance of 47,111. Barcelona playing there at the Olympic Stadium for the time being, while their stadium is being redeveloped, the Camp Nou, the Spotify Camp Nou. Over in Germany, Bayer Leverkusen were at home against arch rivals Bayern Munich. The first leg saw Munich win 3-0, so they had a bit of an advantage going into this match, and they extended that by winning 2-0 on the night. Bayern Munich got goals from Harry Kane and Alphonso Davies, scoring both in the second half, giving Bayern a 5-0 aggregate lead. Inter Milan were at home to Feyenoord. Feyenoord had put away AC Milan previously, so they weren't any strangers to beating Milan teams. Not this time though, because they lost 2-1 on the night and 4-1 on aggregate. Goals by Thuram and Çalhanoğlu for Inter Milan. Feyenoord had a goal by Moda on a 42nd minute penalty. Probably the juiciest game of the round. Favourites, one of the favourites for the Champions League and runaway leaders of the Premier League, Liverpool, were at home to PSG. Liverpool beat PSG in Paris last week. This time round, PSG took the win on the night. Dembele scoring, putting them into extra time. No goals in extra time, and it went on to penalties. And a 4-1 win for PSG, and the penalties puts them through to the quarterfinals. So for round the last 16, night 1, advancing is Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan and PSG. On Wednesday nights, the other half of the Champions League was played. Borussia Dortmund were away to Lille. The first round had finished 1-1, and this time round, Borussia Dortmund, with goals from Can and Bayer, secured a 2-1 win on the night, giving them a 3-2 aggregate win. Arsenal trounced PSV previously, and they had beaten them 7-1 last week away in the Netherlands. This time round, a much closer game, a 2-2 draw. Zinchenko and Rice scoring for the Gunners. PSV has Perisic and Drioch scoring. He scored on the 70th minute. Didn't mean a thing. Arsenal already through. So this is a dark horse in the Champions League who I think may be able to pull off some upsets, especially with Unai Emery in charge. You know who it is. It's Aston Villa. They won the first game away to Club Brugge 3-1, and this time round a resounding 3-0 win over the Belgian team. Aston Villa got goals from Marco Asensio. He got a double on 50 and 61 minutes, and Maatsen scored on 57. Rashford was playing, and he set up Asensio for his second goal. Club Brugge did, however, have a very early red card on 16 minutes, Saba, which reduced them to 10 men, so would have put Aston Villa well in control of a tie they were already in control of. The Madrid derby, a very, very juicy game for the Champions League. Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid. Atletico, they were at home at the Riyadh Air Metropolitano. They started off really, really well. Conor Gallagher got a goal on the first minute, so couldn't have started any better. There were no goals later on. It finished 2-2 on aggregate due to Real Madrid winning 2-1 in the first leg, and then it went to penalties, and Real Madrid won 4-2 on penalties. Julian Alvarez had a penalty dramatically ruled out in the shootout as Real Madrid edged out their city rivals to reach the quarterfinals. Seemed that he double touched the football on the penalty, ruling it out. So we will see Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, Villa and Real Madrid go through to the quarterfinals. So if we're just looking at the Champions League fixtures now for the quarterfinals, we have some very good lineups. Arsenal. This is Tuesday the 8th of April, quarterfinals. Arsenal are at home to Real Madrid. Arsenal might have had it a bit too easy in their matches in the last 16. Real Madrid, you can't count them out in the Champions League. I'll tip them to go through. Bayern Munich are at home to Inter Milan. The Bundesliga giants taking on Serie A's Inter. For that one, I'm going to pick Bayern to go through. So Real and Bayern. The next night, Wednesday the 9th of April, Barcelona are at home to Borussia Dortmund in a 8 o'clock kickoff. All these are 8 o'clock UK time kickoffs. So that will be 9 o'clock local time in Barcelona. Barcelona at home to Borussia Dortmund. I can see Barcelona winning that one. If they do win it, they'll go on to play Bayern Munich in the semi-finals. And the last match of the quarterfinals, PSG at home to Aston Villa. So PSG will be favourites. I've got a sneaky suspicion Aston Villa are going to put one past PSG and set up a semi-final match with Real Madrid. So could we see Real Madrid versus Villa and Bayern versus Barcelona in the Hansi Flick derby? Well, there'll be 2 rounds. There'll be 2 legs. So the first legs is next week. Quite a few weeks away actually. The 8th of April and the 9th of April. With the return the following week. Tuesday the 15th, we'll see Villa home to PSG. Dortmund home to Barcelona. Wednesday the 16th, we'll see Inter Milan home to Bayern Munich. Real Madrid home to Arsenal. Who do you think's going to go through in the Champions League? Leave some comments below. Let me know who you think this year's champion will be. And will we see Aston Villa progress to the final? Will they progress to the semis first? All will be revealed. So some juicy ties coming up in the Champions League. Let's have a little look now as we look towards the... Let me just get into the right page here. Fixtures coming up this weekend. Friday. So Friday, there is a La Liga match in Spain. Las Palmas home to Deportivo Alaves. Bundesliga action sees St. Pauli versus Hoffenheim. And in the Italian Serie A, Genoa versus Lecce. The Australian A-League, falling team Adelaide United face Macarthur at home. On Saturday, looking ahead at the fixtures. The Premier League, Everton at home to West Ham United. Ipswich Town at home to Nottingham Forest. Brighton travel to Man City. Southampton welcome Wolverhampton Wanderers. And AFC Wimbledon are at home to Brentford. Other key matches there. In League One, a biggie which could potentially settle who will finish second in the League One for promotion to the Championship. Wycombe Wanderers are at home to Wrexham. Second versus third. Wycombe Wanderers have the edge over Wrexham at the moment. Wrexham lost in their last game to Reading 2-0 away at the Medeski. Maybe they've changed the name now. That was the last time I was there. It was called the Medeski Stadium. So Wycombe Wanderers and Wrexham will play in a very, very key game which can help decide who finishes in the automatic promotion spot of League One to go up to the Championship. Hopefully it's going to be Wrexham, and hopefully Wrexham will be playing 2 Welsh derbies against Cardiff and Swansea in the Championship next season. Now that would be a dream. Considering where Wrexham were a couple of seasons ago in the conference, well, the National League, where they were for 15 years trying to get out. So that would be a very, very important match coming up. Let's have a look at Scottish Premier League. Is there any Scottish Premier League? Can't see it. Can see Championship? No. Okay, must be some cup games going on. And we're just scrolling through now, looking. The Irish. There we go. Spanish La Liga games on Saturday. Real Valladolid are at home to Celta Vigo. I'm going to try and pronounce these words in the correct Spanish way. Mallorca welcome Espanyol. Villarreal are at home to Real Madrid, and Girona home to Valencia. In the Bundesliga, again, excuse the pronunciation, I could get these wrong. Augsburg at home to Wolfsburg. Mainz welcome Freiburg. Union Berlin are at home to Bayern Munich. Werder Bremen take on Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Leipzig are at home to Dortmund. In the Italian Serie A this Saturday, Monza take on Parma. Udinese versus Hellas Verona. AC Milan are at home to Como. Torino take on Empoli. In the Australian A-League, Western Sydney Wanderers are at home to Melbourne Victory. Perth Glory welcome Brisbane Roar. Moving over to Sunday now in the football fixtures. Sunday the 16th of March. Premier League continues with Arsenal taking on Chelsea at 1:30 local time at the Emirates. Fulham welcome Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United travel to Leicester City. Leicester put United out. Did they put them out in the FA Cup? I can't remember now. I'm sure they lost to them recently. Liverpool in the League Cup final will play Newcastle United. Can Liverpool fall out of two competitions in the same week if they lose to Newcastle United? Newcastle United will be looking for a first trophy in I don't know how long. Here we go. Scottish Premiership. So Scottish Premiership Sunday matches. Celtic take on Rangers in a lunchtime match. So this is the Scottish Premiership first phase. And then we've got the big Dundee derby where Dundee United take on Dundee. On the Championship Wednesday play United. And that's the two Sheffield teams. A lot of derby games. The Dundee derby, the Sheffield derby, the Old Firm. Let's go have a look at any more fixtures coming up on next week. And Sunday, Spanish La Liga, Leganés welcome Real Betis and their superstar Anthony. Sevilla at home to Athletic Club. Osasuna take on Getafe. Rayo Vallecano take on Real Sociedad. Atletico Madrid against Barcelona. Now that's a big game and that could help decide the title run-in over in Spain. German Bundesliga continues on Sunday as well. Bochum at home to Eintracht Frankfurt. Heidenheim take on Holstein Kiel. Stuttgart at home to Bayer Leverkusen. Can Bayer Leverkusen stay within reach of Bayern Munich? Trying to win away there at Stuttgart. Italian Serie A. Venezia at home to Napoli. Bologna take on Lazio. Roma against Cagliari. Fiorentina at home to Juventus. Inter Milan travel to Atalanta. The Australian A-League has Auckland at home to Central Coast Mariners. Newcastle Jets take on Western United and Sydney against Wellington Phoenix. Everywhere they go. Auckland FC. Auckland FC are at home against Central Coast Mariners. Auckland FC running away at the top of the league there. Central Coast Mariners, the current champions of the A-League, will look to salvage something there, but it's been an absolute abysmal season for them down near the bottom. I think they're third from bottom. That pretty much rounds off Sunday football. There's a few games going on in the French Ligue 1. Trying to be part of the major leagues. Okay, Monday. Are there any Monday matches to look out for? Not really. No, that's it. So that is your roundup. We've looked at the games in the Europa League, the Conference League, the Champions League, and we're looking ahead also to games across the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and the A-League. Thanks for listening, and see you next time on Football Unscripted.
Jenks FM 109.2.